Alrighty, what up guys? It's me, GamerGuyTV here, and welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. Now, I've got a couple things that I want to talk about in this video. I'm gonna try not to talk about the one that I'm saving for tomorrow's live stream, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up. But there are a couple of things that I want to talk about in today's episode. Now, first of all, I want to talk about a computer change that's going to happen for me. Not that any of you guys care at this point. But a little bit of history for those who are new to the channel and don't know this about our laptop history on this channel. So, this all started when I had my old Asus ZenBook with 8 gigs of RAM. Not too much, could barely run Roblox, could barely stream it. I was streaming at about 10 frames a second, and half the time it didn't work. Then that computer kind of self-destructed. When the USB ports came defective, the touchpad stopped working and the battery went down to where it could only survive about an hour before I had to replace it. So a little under 2 years ago, I got an HP Envy 360. It was a touchscreen. It was a 360-degree computer, hence the name. We don't have another battery, so I'm gonna be careful here. But yeah. I got the HP Envy 360, which was absolutely fantastic. And it had 12 gigs of RAM, ran stuff at a better setting, and could stream stuff at around 20 frames a second. This spring, I started using my dad's Dell XPS as a work and gaming computer, and that was fantastic to use. I love the ultra slim design of it. It's really portable, really easy to use, and the 4K screen that we got on it makes it really easy for productivity. So in late August, I retired. Not late August, I think it was mid-August. I retired the HP Envy and switched over to the Dell XPS. Now, around that same time frame, I got a great graphics card over at my dad's, and I also got a great graphics card over here at my mom's. So the position I was in there was that I had 2 really great gaming machines, and pretty much the only thing that I used the Dell XPS for was rendering and school. You know, I didn't do any gaming on that machine anymore because it didn't make sense now that I had 2 machines that had absolutely fantastic graphics cards. A little over a month ago now, my dad brought home one of the new MacBook Airs because he needed to test a couple things with it for work, and I kind of stole that one. Unfortunately, I have to take it back tomorrow, but I stole the MacBook Air, and I have loved it. It has been absolutely fantastic. The thing that I always hated about MacBooks were the ultra-thin keyboard designs, and I was basing that assumption on my dad's 4-year-old machine, and that was a really unfair thing because in those 4 years, they've added a little more depth to it. It's really nice to use. I don't notice the 16:10 screen that much. And to be honest, it has been the ultimate, computer that I've used. Now, it's also something, there also might be something to it about using something that I don't have. But at this point, it's pretty much the main machine that I use. The only time that I have taken the Dell XPS out of my bag in about the past 3 weeks is A, for school and for classes, and B, to render these videos. That's it. That is all I use it for. And the reality now is that part of the reason I had never switched to a Mac before was A, I didn't like the keyboard, but we've determined that was an unfair assumption. But A, I didn't like the keyboard, and B, I didn't really like, didn't really like, that's an unfair term. Basically, Apple gave up the gaming field a couple of years ago. But now that I've got 2 great gaming machines, I don't really need a laptop that's capable of gaming. And worst case, if I go on vacation, I can always borrow my dad's laptop or something for gaming. Assuming he still uses a Windows laptop. And worst case, you know what? Worst case, I go without gaming for like a week. Although vacations are normally never that long. We found another entrance into the Jelly Shroom Cave. Get that? Thank you. Copper, that's fine. But it's become really apparent that with the 2 gaming machines, I don't need a laptop that can do gaming. I just need a laptop that can run web browsers and run like Discord. That's it. That's all I need. Like, it's really a school laptop at this point, but not owned by the school, obviously. But I think my next laptop is going to be a MacBook. I'm hoping that I don't have to wait too long before I get another MacBook. The reason that I'm saying hopefully not too long is on Tuesday there's gonna be an Apple event, and that Apple event is most likely going to be introducing the new MacBooks. Now these MacBooks are going to have Apple's chip. Oh, yes, we are going back to the base for that. Or at least back up a bit to get oxygen. But it brings Apple's new chip, and from everything I've heard, the first year Macs with it are going to be an absolute nightmare. But they haven't really made any big changes to the Mac since they changed the keyboard in 2016, I believe. So part of the reason I'm waiting is to see if they change anything else in the Mac with the new processor. I'm hoping they might change a couple things with the screen, maybe make the resolution a bit more, maybe make the bezels a little thinner, or they could just change the overall design of the MacBook. But if it's nothing major, I will probably go with the last generation of Mac with the Intel chip, because that'll make it easier to run VMs, which are virtual machines. But basically, the only reason I would need a virtual machine is if I've got like a program 2 years later in junior year where it needs Windows. But that being said, the big thing we've been talking about getting me for like Christmas/birthday this year. Christmas and my birthday are like are within a week from each other, so pretty much those get combined. But one of the things that we've been talking about getting me for my birthday is like a new laptop and having that be my big present this year. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm going with a MacBook. I don't know what it'll be, and in the end, the Mac can still render fine. The thing that made the Dell so powerful at rendering was the 16 gigs of RAM. That's what made it so incredibly that's what made it so incredibly powerful versus my HP. But still on the topic of computers, another thing that I wanted to talk about was, so as you guys know, I've got a gaming machine at my dad's and a gaming machine here at my mom's. The gaming machine at my dad's is a little bit more powerful. It's a great gaming motherboard, a little bit better CPU. Graphics card is just as good. But that being said, the CPU in this thing is a CPU from like 2013. And as awesome as this machine has been, I have to admit it is a little bit slow. Now that's not a bad thing. Like, it runs the games perfectly fine, it records perfectly fine, and for the most part, it streams perfectly fine. But I was thinking to myself the other day when it could handle Among Us streaming, but I've done a couple of test streams with XSplit to Twitch, and it has to take it down to like 540p to be able to run it with the graphics quality I've got now at like 30 frames a second. And I was thinking, man, if I upgrade this CPU, then maybe it'll work. Also, side note about the game, I'm taking down notes of what I need to add for what we need to get for the mobile vehicle bay. I'm going to keep talking while I'm doing it, but if I stutter a little bit, that's why. But basically, I realized that this chip is so not old, but the CPU is so outdated that when I get a new CPU, I'm gonna have to get a new motherboard. And looking cost-wise, we're probably at like $200 for a nice CPU, 150 to 200. Then you're going another 70 to 100 for the motherboard. So now we're at like 250, 300, somewhere around there. And I also know that the kind of RAM that this computer takes is DDR3, and no motherboard these days takes DDR3. They all take DDR4, which is the next generation of RAM, for those who are confused at that. And that's another 60 per 16 gig, and I would probably put like 32 in. So that's like another 120. So you're already up at 400 something without case or mouse or anything. So what I realized is I don't need that stuff right now. I don't need the upgrade. This thing does everything I could ever want it to. And to be honest, like, I don't need the upgrade, and it would be kind of a little bit greedy to do the upgrade right now, because I don't have an income source of my own. You know, I don't have a job yet. I'm still in school, and I'm not quite old enough to get a job. So I would be spending like $600 of somebody else's money to do it, and I don't quite feel right doing that. So for now, we probably just won't be able to stream like Battlefront 2. You know, we'll probably have to stick into like we'll probably have to stick to I'll probably have to stick to Among Us or Fall Guys, or maybe I turn the frame rate down for Battlefront 2 and turn the graphics quality all the way down to make it streamable. I don't know what I'm gonna do is what I'm getting at. You know, I don't really know. Ooh, did I? Yep, I did do that. Like, I don't really know when I'll start to get an income source. One of the things that I want to talk with my dad about soon is like setting up an account for me to put money in as I start to get a job or something. But, you know, it's all sort of confusing. I've got a while to think about this stuff, but the other thing is, if I wanted to upgrade the PC at my dad's, like say I wanted more RAM, I just get more RAM. Same here. You know, if I needed more RAM, I just get more RAM. But if I wanted to actually upgrade the CPU here, I'm going to have to spend way more, and I'm going to have to do it all at once. But anyway, off of that for now. Since this is more of like the talking part, I do want to talk about our TikTok followers. So we are at, oops, sorry for the mic bump there. We're at 80 TikTok followers, and at this point, we've pretty much reached the same number of TikTok followers as YouTube subscribers. Where's the other thing? Silicone rubber. And the great thing about that is that we should surpass that number soon. The other thing, I know I keep saying the other thing. There we go, and that's in. So we've now got everything we need to go off and do this next episode and get this mobile vehicle bay. That didn't end the video, thank goodness. Oh, and it's daytime. I'm not quite finished talking yet. So I'm gonna let this kill us so that we start on a full health bar, and then I'm going to just hit escape, and we're gonna do it this way. Yep, escape, so that pretty much stops the time count. If it keeps going up, I will save and go back to lobby. But what I wanted to say was doing TikTok has been a ton of fun. I've really enjoyed getting content out for TikTok, and it has been amazing to see sort of like the support that's been going on, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to do TikTok. Right now I'm just sort of posting all kinds of stuff, hoping that something like goes viral and gets me a bunch of fans. I'm trying to hop on some of the trends that I've seen, stuff like that. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.